The true self shows. Sorry. Look, this is the covert narcissist. That is what they produce. That's the most productive thing they produce in their life. All right. I think my true self is very calm, very relaxed, very peaceful, absolutely not competitive, alert, guarding, nurturing, light, funny. So I like to make jokes when feel like I'm in a safe space and everything is fine. But I can also do deep talks, but the deep talks are right now at the moment, I don't know, I don't want to split everything into true self or false self, but right now I have a problem with deep talks, and this is also part of the time we're living in. There is in the subconsciousness of people a lot of fear of AI, technologies, drone warfare, the new world order, because we don't have the monopolized power of America anymore that gave a lot of stability to the whole world, even though it was based on injustice. Now this is a very dynamic situation that induces a lot of fear in people, and when I start talking to people, I always end up bringing forth this insanity in them, this fear, the insanity that we all have. Everybody carries inside some insanity, their fears, their experiences, deep experiences. So it always happens at the moment, and I don't like it, that when I speak to people in a social setting, they end up open up so much about something political, something of their fears, something personal, that at some point they say, oh, enough of that, let's go back to the normal topics. And then we start talking about peanut butter again, but none of the two topics is what I like. You know, I don't want to talk just about peanut butter, but I also don't necessarily have to talk about the deepest fears and these things. But even I feel like I can navigate these things without having problems or grinching or something. But it feels like people feel exposed, even though they talk about it or they follow me there. I don't know. I don't like it. So I have a problem at the moment with finding this easy flow of conversation that is deep, but at the same time feels safe for everybody, and is a win. His wisdom is, you speak to elders and they teach you something, or you speak to youngsters and you teach them something as an elder, or each one teaches something to the other, or you just have a good vibration, some energy flowing, some sprinkling, and it just feels like sunshine, and then that's it, you know. That's the true self speaking. But so it's also in the times, we're living in times where narcissism and psychopathy is extremely going to the forefront, is promoted, rewarded, created, supported inside the new world with artificial intelligences, with victimhood movements, with identity politics, with privates, you know, all the concepts that should help individuals that should protect communities are infiltrated and abused to create more atomization, division, and the real sick people hiding behind privacy, intimacy, protection, law, and so on. So this creates systemic problems and increases narcissism and psychopathy brutally. So where is space for true selves today? I think probably nowhere in the Western world. I think in poor countries, rather. In poor countries, people have a true self, and I can speak from my true self to them in a rightful way. Right here, we have lost it. Right here in the Western countries, in the Western world, we've lost it. Everybody's narcissistic, competitive, psychopathic, goal-driven, biased, unable to manage the psychological pressure. There is a difference between body and mind, a huge difference. Most people are not aligned with body and mind in the same way. It's a lot of challenges, yes. By the way, some of the shift through the dopamine detox I do is I really lose the desires for everything that I detox from completely. I also think right now I also do this. I think about the anima, and I had a absolutely mind-blowing revelation by Marie-Louise von Franz video. At the moment, I really want to be alone. I prefer to be alone. I don't want to have a partner. I couldn't imagine it at the moment. But this is also, I came to this now because we were talking about how conversations go and how people seem to be, I don't know, there's I don't see so much of the real true self, I would need more hyper-functioning griefers around me. People who under-promise and over-deliver. People who are not about the grief, the problems, the trouble, but who simply say, I function and I thank God for this blessing. Therefore, let's have a good time. Yeah. I think that's it with the video today.